Hey everybody, welcome to our 1979 Payoff pitch Mets replay. And we will be facing the Pittsburgh Pirates here at beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens, Shea Stadium. It's going to be Craig Swan on the mound for the Mets, and it's going to be versus John Candelaria. Craig Swan was the Mets ace. He was 14-13 with a 3.29 ERA. As it stands in this season, he is interesting. He's has a 3.47 ERA, and I can't see his one loss. For that, I would have to actually go to the stats portion. Let me see quickly. So he has a 3.47 ERA. Here in the actual season, he had a 3.29 ERA, so it's pretty close. Let me go look at the record just out of curiosity. Welcome. How are you, man? Let's see. His stats, his one-loss record, rather. Let's see. Okay. Pitching. Craig Swan is 7-4, and in reality, he was 14-13. So he's 7-4 with a 3.47 ERA. So pretty close. Stats are pretty nice here in using Payoff pitch. So I'm pretty impressed so far. We're 67 games through our replay. I'm looking to take a little break at 80. I don't know what that means. I won't be able to tell you until I get there. Who's that? Oh, Molly. Is that how you say it? Molly or Molly? I don't know. Now played. How are you, brother? All right. Let's get back to this game, scoring this game, and let's get started. Let's start rolling. And I'll tell you who's up for the Pirates. Moreno, Foley, and Parker. Moreno, center fielder. Foley, shortstop, and Dave Parker. I believe I was calling him the Panther, but I think it's the Cobra. Okay. Anyway, his nickname. So let me tidy up a little bit to the left here. I'm part of a league in Dynasty League Baseball. Well, I'm part of 4 of them, and I had a big draft yesterday, and I screwed up one early part of the draft. I had my plan. I stuck to my plan for about 80% of the time, 85% of the time. There was one little section that I got taken off. Okay, here goes. First pitch by Craig Swan. It's a tough pitch. Hold on, I got to respond. Okay, a 21. What did I say it was? It was a tough 21. That's going to be Moreno down on strikes. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Pitch to Tim Foley. In play 80. That's going to be outrange. Grounded short. 2 away. Let's get some crowd noise in the background. And there's 2 away. Dave Parker, the Cobra. Here's a pitch from Swan. It's a tough 22, and that's a strikeout. So Swan strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faces. And we go to the bottom half of the first. It's John Candelaria, a left-hander, facing Frankie Taveras. It's a little bit silent. It's a little bit like a midnight graveyard. So we're changing that. There we go. All right, so Taveras gets a good hand from the crowd. All right, so here goes. It's pitch from Candelaria. And that's patient 55, and that's going to be out range, grounded at third. And that's Garner lets it go quickly and beats Taveras by half a step. Tavares can really fly down that line. Candelaria to Elliott Maddox. And that's a tough 50. A tough 50 is going to be a line drive base hit to left. So Maddox on with a single. And Maddox may run. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm glad, man. You know, when I started this a couple years ago, I heard a lot. I watched a lot of these, and they were always very silent in the background. I felt there was something missing from a broadcast, you know. And so I said, you got to have the crowd noise in the back. It's very, I mean, it's critical. You saw how it was without it, and then now you're hearing what it is with it. Ballpark, 50, righty. It's going to be in play, so we're going to roll here, and that's a 0-3 versus a lefty. That's going to be a double. And that may score Maddox, and it does. So it's a deep drive to center. One hops the wall. And Mets are up 1-0. Around to score is Maddox. All right. Richie Hebner. 11. Ballpark again. 15. Ballpark Richie Hebner against a lefty. Richie Hebner, ballpark against, that's going to be wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 1-35 is going to be a hit. And 71, that's out of range. Grounded is short. Tim Foley looks Youngblood back to second. And there's 2 outs, and it's John Stearns. Here's the pitch to Stearns. That's a patient 0-3. Patient 0-3 is a base on ball, so Stearns walks with 2 outs. And it's first and second, Willie Montanez, left-handed first baseman. And that's a 9, a tough 0-7, and that's a strikeout. Montanez down, swinging. That retires the side, but the Mets pick up 1 run on 2 hits. We'll go to the top half of the second. John Milner, Mike Easler, and Ed Ott. John Milner is an ex-Met playing first base today for the Pirates. In play 59. That's a ground that is short. Tavares scoops it, throws out Milner. Mike Easler, another lefty, left fielder, and that's in play 97. Be skied to right. Youngblood, 2 down. Ed Ott. Tough 0-7. Strikeout. Ott down on strikes. Curveball got him. All right. Stevie Henderson, bottom of the second. Pitch from Candelaria. I started to re-roll these ones that landed outside. 7 in play. 26, and in play 26 is a line drive base hit to left. Mike Easler gets it in quickly. Henderson's on at first. He may run. Let's see what happens. He does. So it's a B. Let's see what happens here. Henderson is on the run. A B. Let's see what the catcher is. Get out as a B3, I believe, will make it. Let's just check. It's either a normal or a. It makes no difference. Very good and normal, but he's safe on both of those. So it's a stolen base for Henderson. Henderson is on at second. Doug Flynn now with nobody out. So a nice hand for that stolen base by Henderson. And we're looking at Doug Flynn here. Doug Flynn's not a very good bunter. He's a deep bunter. So we're going to let him swing away. We'll bunt with the pitcher. Here's the pitch from Candelaria to Flynn. That's a 7. In play 98. In play 98 is a fly ball to left. Easler there. One away. And now Swan is going to bunt. He's a C bunter. And it's a successful sacrifice. Catcher to the second baseman covering. So over to third goes Flynn. 2-4. And it's Frank Tavares with 2 outs. Run around third. Bottom of the second. Mets lead at 1-0. Against the world champion Pittsburgh Pirates. Came back, I believe, from a 3-1 deficit. in that World Series. 9, tough. 70, a tough 70 is going to be a ground ball to second base, Stennett. Throws out Taveras, and that retires the side. Mazzilli's not in today's lineup. He's the Mets' best hitter. Not in today's game, and we're using actual lineups. Here's the pitch from Craig Swan to Phil Gardner. Scrap Iron Garner. In play 98. That's a fly to left. Henderson squeezes it. 1 down. Rennie Stennett. Stennett batted .234 versus righties. That's in play 99. That's popped up. Richie Hebner. He's there. Puts it away. And it's actually, it's the Candelaria 5. Where is he? I don't see his card. But you're hitting card 5. The pitch from Swan, it's an 8. Tough 58. That's a strikeout. Swan's 3rd strikeout of the game. Elliot Maddox leads it off. He's 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run. Here's the pitch from Candelaria. That's an in-play 0-9. That's a line drive. Base hit to left again, and Easler gets it in quickly. So Elliot Maddox is 2 for 2. Now, he may be a threat to steal, but he is not. And it's a 3. Ballpark 77 for Youngblood. And a 77 ballpark is going to be in the out range, rather in the in-play range. So we're rolling for in-play, and it's a 79, in-play 79. That's an out. 79, that's a ground ball. Shortstop, that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So there's 2 outs and nobody on now. 6-4-3 double play. I have a 10-inch iPad to my right, which I'm using the free app called iScore to keep track of my stats and so forth. It gives me a field, and I see the players on the field. I see the outfielders and so forth. I see the lineups on my left. All right, it's Richie Hebner. Hebner's 0 for 1. He grounded out. That's an 8, a tough 0-9, and that's a strikeout. Hebner down on strikes. 2 down. And John Stearns gets a good hand from the crowd. And it's a defensive roll. It's a 12. A defense. We're going to try to take a look at what that is. Error first base. So let's see. The first baseman is Milner. Milner error rating is at first base is a 2. A 2 is 1 to 51. We rolled a 46, so that's going to be an error. And it's going to be a 1-base error. So Milner drops the ball. And I'm sorry, Montanez. I don't know what's going on. Wait a second. All right, okay, I see what happened. Hebner made the last out. Okay. Everything else stands. It's just in reverse. It's Craig Swan pitching to Omar Moreno. And now we have to look at the first baseman, Montanez. Montanez is a 2. I believe that's the same thing. 1 to 51, we rolled a 49, and it's a 1-base error. So Moreno, who's always a threat to steal, reaches base on the error by Montanez. And we're going to roll to see if Moreno goes. Now, 8 or less, Moreno does run. We rolled a 5. He's a B. A B3. We'll look at that. A B3 is a very good chance to steal, and he's safe at second base under the tag. So Moreno steals second. Late 70s was they had a lot of base stealing, and nobody feared getting caught because these guys have 20 caught stealings. And no problem. No. If they had 40 stolen bases, your typical guy has 40 stolen bases. He was caught 50% of the time, so he had 20 caught. Or I guess that would be 30% of the time, right? There goes to show you what kind of mathematician I am. All right, Tim Foley with Moreno at second, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Swan. That's defense again, 92. Well, that doesn't matter yet. Well, 92 does matter because no matter what it is, it's going to be out. So we're going to look at third base. See what kind of out to third base is. A pop-up. Pop-up. Hebner. One down. And it's the Cobra, Dave Parker, left-hand hitting right fielder. 5-tool guy, one of the early 5-tool guys. And Let's see, it's a 10. Patient 43. Patient 43 is going to be a, let's see what that is. It's going to be a looping liner to right field, and that's going to go in for a double. Scoring is Moreno. Game is tied, and it's a 1-out RBI double by the Cobra, the King Cobra, who stands at second base. Now, I spent a series calling him the Panther, the Black Panther. You know, I don't know. Isn't that a superhero too? I mean, all right. John Milner, batting lefty, steps in the box. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Swan. It's a 1-1 game. In play 79. It's me fly ball center field. Maddox playing center, replacing Mazzilli today. Squeezes it. Mike Easler with 2 outs. Dave Parker on at second. And that's a 7. A tough 25 strikeout. Easler down on strikes. So we go to the bottom half of the 4th. It's a 1-1 game. John Stearns in play 47. It's a grounded to third. Phil Garner fires the first. Gets Stearns, who can hustle down that line. He's not your typical slow-footed catcher. 9 tough 76, a tough 76. Fly ball center field. Omar Moreno hustles in and makes a nice running catch. And Steve Henderson, who's singled in his first at bat. A tough 73. And that's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman, Rennie Stennett. All right, go top of the 5th, a 1-1 game. Craig Swan, Mets ace, pitching a 1-hitter so far. That's 5 in play 51. And that's a grounded to third. Hebner fires the first, 1 away. Scrap iron Garner. And that's in play 20. That's going to be a base hit for Garner. He singles to left. Getting it in quickly is Henderson. And Garner may run. Let's see what happens here. Need a low number, and that won't do it. Rennie Stennett, 4 in play 47, in play 47, outrange. Ground ball third base. That's going to be a 5, 4, 3 double play. Mets are out of the inning. Beautiful double play turned by Hebner to Flynn to Montanez. Round the horn. What happened to my crowd? Where'd my crowd go? Where'd my crowd go is my question. All right. That was Rennie Stennett grounded into that double play. To end the inning, we go to the bottom half of the 5th. John Candelaria is on the mound for the Pirates. Here's the pitch from Candelaria. It's in play 54. That's a fly ball deep to right field. Back goes Parker to the track. Makes the nice catch there by Parker. He can do it all. And here's the pitcher, Craig Swan. That's in play 58. That's outrange. Fly to right again, but this one's a high fly with Milner going back, Parker coming in. Parker calls him off. And it's Frank Taveras with 2 outs. That's going to be a line base hit for Taveras. Taveras is on, and he's a threat to steal. Let's see what happens here with Taveras. 6 or less, we roll in 11. That won't do it. And that's a 10. Elliot Maddox, that's in play, and in place 13. In play 13 is going to be a soft blooper into short left field. Runner advances 1 base, but with 2 outs, runner, and he's a 6 or more, he's going to advance to third. So that's Maddox's 3rd hit of the game. He's 3 for 3. First and third now, and it's Joel Youngblood. Here's the pitch from Candelaria is a 5. Patient 10. A patient 10 is a base on balls. Base is loaded. So the Mets have a big opportunity here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. The bases are loaded. It's a 1-1 game. There's 2 outs, and it's Richie Hebner. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. And it's a 9. It's a tough 59. Tough 59. Oh, it just missed being a hit. Look at that. It goes to 58. Tough 59. Fly ball lifted to left field. And that's Easler. Towards the line, makes the catch, retires aside. Mets leave the bases loaded in the bottom half of the fifth. We go to the top of the sixth. It's going to be the pitcher, Candelaria, Moreno, and Foley. Here's the pitch from Swan. Oh, you know what? Swan is a 3 pitcher hitting card. I don't know why I have him as a 5 in this other. Hold on, let me just check that. Yeah. All right, fixed it. All right, that's a 5 in play 10 against the pitcher. In play 10 is a base hit. So Candelaria singles off Swan. And Moreno, a bunter. He's going to bunt. And, oh my God, you're not going to believe this double play. Wow. So it's a pop-up, and they throw to first, and they double up Candelaria. So I guess it's a 3-4. So Candelaria basically moved too far off the bag at first, and he got doubled up on a pop-up to the first baseman. And it goes 3-4 double play. Wow. That's a pop-up, 3, done, and then we're going to get, he's out at first. Forced out, 3-4. So it's a double play. 2 outs, and Tim Foley, the batter. And that's a 3. That's defense. Defense 66. Nope, that's going to be an out. To first base. Popped up. Left side. Montanez calls for it. Makes the catch. We go to the bottom half of the sixth. It's a 1-1 ball game. Candelaria is going to be facing Stearns, Montanez, and Henderson. We are playing a retro game here, 1979. The forgotten era. The 80s early 80s is known as the forgotten era of baseball. And I guess 79 would qualify as a little bit of a forgotten era as well. Patient 67. And it's going to be a ground to second base. Rennie Stennett flips to Milner, 1 away. Montanez is 0 for 2. He's struck out, flied out. That's ballpark 74. That's going to be in play. In play 76. That's going to be out. A range fly ball center field. Omar Moreno running in, makes the catch. 2 away. And Steve Henderson. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Candelaria versus Swan. 2 aces going at it in a pitcher's duel. And that's going to be in play 39. Oh, and that's a base hit. Henderson bat 395 versus lefties. So he singles, and Henderson is a threat to steal. Let's see, 4 or less. He does not get that. Next is Doug Flynn. Now, Doug Flynn is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Flynn. That's a 6. That's in play 45. Ground ball, third base. He goes to second for the force, 5-4. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 7th. Craig Swan versus the Cobra. Cobra is 1 for 2 with a double that drove in the only Pirates run. That's patient 0-7. That's a base on ball. So the Cobra is on, and he's a threat to steal. Let's see what happens here. 4 or less, and he goes. We rolled an 8, so that does not happen. John Milner. Oh, 66. Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 34 versus a righty. That's a deep drive to left field. Actually, he's a left-handed batter. So it's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Youngblood to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. 2-run shot, 3-1 Pirates. John Milner comes back to haunt his ex-team. John Milner was part of that 73 World Championship Mets team. He actually had the most home runs on that team, and I think it was like 20 home runs. Yeah, it's another time, right? So that's a 2-run shot by John Milner roll wheelhouse 34. It goes up to 38 versus right-handed pitching. It's a deep drive to right field, and Youngblood, all he could do was watch, and guess what? Swan wishes he had that pitch back. 3-1 Pirates. Mike Easler, that's tough. A tough 62 strikeout. Easler down on strikes. Ed Ott, left-handed hitting catcher with 1 out. That's in play 45. Popped up. Shortstop Taveras, 2 down. And Phil Gardner, he's 1 for 2. Patient 64. Grounded to second. Flynn to Montanez. But the Pirates pick up 2 big runs. They take a 3-1 lead. And Craig Swan is going to be pinch hit for here. We're looking at Gil Flores going to pinch hit. Then we're going to get Allen as a pitcher. Gil Flores here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. It's tough, a tough 45 versus a lefty. Tough 45 is a strikeout. Flores down on strikes. Frank Taveras, who's 1 for 3. A tough 28, that's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. And Elliot Maddox, who's 3 for 3 against Candelaria. That's an in-play 50. Oh, that's cocked there. In-play 66 now. It's going to be outrange. Grounded to second, Rennie Stennett over to first. Side retired. Neil Allen's going to be new pitcher for the Mets. Tell you a little bit about him. He's a 21-year-old, 6-10 with a 3.55 ERA. He was in 50 games for the Mets, 5 as a starter, 45 as a reliever. He's going to be facing Rennie Stennett. Going to put him into the offense as well. Here's the pitch. And that's a tough pitch. That's popped up. Shortstop Taveras calls everybody off, and it's Candelaria. It's 11. Ballpark 25. Ballpark 25. A right-handed hitter, a left-handed hitter, excuse me, is Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 11. Gonna be a base hit single. So that's Candelaria's second single. And Omar Moreno now. Patient 53. Patient 53 is an outrange. It's a ground ball, third base. Double play there, not double play here, so it's a 5-4 fielder's choice. Moreno's going to be on first now, and he's a threat to go. So we're going to roll for that to happen. With Moreno, we need 8 or less, and he runs. Oh, he had 77 stolen bases, caught 21 times, and he goes. So Moreno's off to the races, and we're going to pull the card. We're looking at very good chance. He's out. Oh, Stearns throws him out. Stearns showing off his cannon behind the plate. Moreno's caught stealing. Wow. And the next batter was a righty, so that's the second baseman covering. Beautiful, beautiful tag by the Mets second baseman for the third out. All right. That retires the side. It's going to be Candelaria in there against Youngblood. 10 in play 29. That's, oh, just missed being a hit. Look at that. It goes up to 28 versus left-handed pitching. So you never know what's going to happen. It's great about payoff pitch because there's so many different numbers. It's so many different categories that I don't know how they do it, but you never know what the result is going to be, and you're constantly surprised. It's like, oh, it's an out. And then you look, and it's a base hit. Oh, my God. All right, so that's a ground ball, I guess. 29, no, 29 is line drive caught by the second baseman, Stennett. Snatches it. And that's one away now. Richie Hebner, who's 0 for 3, grounded out, struck out and flied out. That's in play 35. And that's going to be popped up right side. Stennett and Milner. Stennett takes over. 2 down. And it's John Stearns, a 6. In play 25. Base hit. John Stearns on with a single. So that's an in-play off Candelaria 25. We're double checking that. In-play 25. That's a base hit, and Stearns is a threat to steal. He goes on a 5 or less. He never gets it. Oh, that's going to create another situation for us. And I don't have that chart. Could I bring up that chart? I could probably bring up the chart real quick here. When you roll double 6s, there's a chance that he gets picked off. Or that there's a pitcher wild pickoff play to first base. So what I have to look for here is I got to put in payoff pitch PDF rules. Payoff pitch, but I'm going to roll payoff pitch PDF. I'm going to roll because if it's a high roll, he's safe. Basically, that's the 17. Okay, so we got to look. And all you got to do is put payoff pitch PDF rules and go to page 7 for this to check and see what the result is. Whenever you rolled 66, which I did on an attempted steal, and there's a number here that I'm still misplaying. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's picked off automatically on a 12, and that may be it actually. I'm not sure. Or that may mean that if I roll a 12, then I get to look for him. See, this guy's a 12 too. There's a guy here that's an 11 and a 12. So that if I roll an 11 or a 12 on his attempt to steal, he will get caught stealing because look, he has 3 caught stealing and no stolen bases. So he's either being picked off, well, not that he gets caught stealing. I would have to roll on the chart on page 7 or page 8. Let me see real quick. Hold on. I searched, but I didn't search for rules. So now I'm screwed. I just searched PDF. PDF instructions. Okay. Okay, page 7. Here's what it is. That's not it either. Christ. Pitch PDF rules. I didn't write the word rules, and that's why I got all this other stuff. No. There it is. All right. Sorry for the delay, but all right, this is what it says. So I re-rolled a 17. Now you got to look at the hold rating of the pitcher. It's a 6 hold rating. That has an effect. So I can't show it to you because it's on a 17-inch laptop here. So 12 pickoff attempt, 0 to 9. Oh, 10 to 34. He's picked off. And he is picked off because we rolled a 17. So who is that at first base? Stearns is picked off at first base. Got too far off the bag, and he's picked off 1 to 3, and that retires the side. That was exciting. All right. So it was Montanez. Hold on. Where's Montanez, Henderson, and then Stearns. There you go. So we go to the that was what? Top of the 9th. Neil Allen against Tim Foley. I still have to find out what Tim Foley has 10 and 11, and you look, he had 6 stolen bases, but he was caught 5 times. I have to ask what that means, unless you know. I don't know if you do or not. All right, this is Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 19. Wheelhouse 19 is going to be a line drive, base hit to left. Henderson plays it on a hop. So Foley's on at first, and we're going to attempt to run with Foley. Has to be real. Oh, look at that. Here it goes again. Okay, so Foley. Now we're gonna have to roll. Lucky I still have that screen up. And his pickoff is a 9. His hold is a 9. So that means to runner out 15 to 19. So actually, this is a poor hold rating. The higher it is, the worse it is. And we rolled a 63. He's going to be safe. He's back into the bag. All right. So Foley's on at first. And here's the pitch to the Cobra, Dave Parker. And that's a 7, tough 25. A tough 25 is a strikeout. John Milner. It's a 6. That's a tough 0-9. That's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Neil Allen. He's throwing at least 90 and a half. I mean, this is 1979. Did they have guns back then? I don't even think they did. Mike Easler, left-handed hitting left fielder for the Pirates, 0 for 3. Flied out and struck out twice. And that's going to be a 7. That's going to be tough. A tough 84. And that's going to be ground ball at second base. Flynn flips to Montanez, and that retires the side. The Mets, last licks. Bottom of the 9th. They're down 3-1 here at Shea Stadium. John Candelaria trying to complete the game. He had 8 completed games. Doug Flynn. Actually, it's Willie Montanez. Let's fix that. Willie Montanez, it was, and then it'll be Stearns. I'm sorry, Stearns made the last out. Now it's Montanez leading it off. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch to Willie Montanez, who's over 3. And that's an 8, a tough 97. That's going to be an out. Fly ball to right, Dave Parker toward the line. Makes a nice grab. Steve Henderson. He pounds lefties. 99, not going to pound any. That's popped up. Back goes Garner. In comes Easler. Garner calls him off. Foul territory. Doug Flynn. Ballpark. 10. Wheelhouse. 1 to 36. 85. That's an out. Game over. Ground ball. Foley fires to first. Side retired. Mets lose it by a score. They lose another one by a score of 3-1. Pirates, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. Mets, 1 run, 8 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base. Losing pitcher, Craig Swan. Winning pitcher, John Candelaria for the Pirates. So so Swan goes 7-5 now on the season. Don't know what Candelaria goes because actually now I have a way of, if I can get the 79 season, I can replay all the games and I'll know what it is. I can replay all the games except the Met games. And then I'll be able to know what everybody else is doing, everybody's record and all that. But Craig Swan gets the loss, and that's it. So thanks for hanging around. I thought it was a pretty decent game. Mets were in it till the end. And you saw a couple interesting things about how to play the pickoffs. There's a page. What page is it? It's page 9 that has the chart. I have to print out that page. I'm going to print that out now so I have it next to me. I don't have to go through all that searching. I usually search it on my phone, but I'm using my phone to record. And that's about it. But I got to tell you about my one of my dynasty teams. That's my draft league teams online, where you actually play it, but you play it online, and you make the decisions, you make the changes, you pick your pitchers and all that. Real quick, it's Freddie Freeman plays first base. Second base is Jose Ramirez, the infielder from the Cleveland Indians, who hit like 38 home runs and had 50 doubles. Then at shortstop is DeYoung, pretty decent fielding shortstop, and at third base is Arenado with 40 home runs as well. At catcher, I have a couple of guys just to fill in the spot, and I couldn't get a good catcher because of the whole mess. But anyway, I just have different guys to fill in the spots. And in the outfield, I have left fielder is Nimmo. He was second in the league in on-base percentage. Center fielder is Whit Merrifield, who batted 300 in about 700 plate appearances. And then in right field, I have Puig, who hit 20-odd home runs, and he has an excellent cannon in right for me. And I have a young pitching staff, a lot of very young players that really held their own during the season. I started off as having some durability issues with the pitchers I had, despite having decent pitchers. They did have durability issues, so I was running the risk of losing a couple of those guys. So in the draft, I really focused on getting durable right-handers that I can count on to get me through a game, and that their injuries would be limited, because during the real season last year, they didn't really have any long stints on the DL. And I managed that. I managed to get 4 brand new young pitchers to do that for me. I don't know all their names. Actually, I had the card here. Wait a second. Oh, here they are. One of them is John Gant. Another one is Felix Pena. Another one is Jaime Barria. And then the last one is Tyler Anderson, a lefty. So I have 3 righties and a lefty, all young guys who I was able to pick up. And they all have good durability. And then I have a bunch of other guys in my, I was able to pick up Wade Davis as my closer, and a guy named Oh Sung Hwang Oh. And I have those guys, and I have Pedro Strop in my bullpen. So I have a pretty good all-star team. So I should do decent. Last year I was 6 games above 500, and I didn't have half the team I have this year. I think I have a way better team this year, way better. Had a lot of pitching issues last year. So anyway, I didn't really focus on a lot of the drafts, but I've learned to kind of focus and contain myself, and it's hard to do when you keep on, the clock is ticking. I did make a big mistake early on, and I had to nominate somebody, and I wasn't ready because I was rolling some dice on the side, and all of a sudden I looked, and I was running out of time to nominate. And if they nominate somebody, that's terrible. If you let the computer nominate, nobody will choose them, and it takes up that draft spot for you. I only had 7 draft spots that I needed to fill. I ended up just clicking Bauer for some reason, or Bowers, and he was terrible. And I got him for like $1, but he's terrible. So and a first baseman, which I really don't need. And what I was looking for, catchers and pitchers. But anyway, that was one screw up. And then at the end, I was waiting for a guy named Maldonado as catcher because he was on the list, and it turns out he wasn't on the list. So I saved my money, and I waited all the way till the end, my last pick, and I had a ton of money left. And I nominated him, and they were like, oh no, he's not available. And I had let all these other good catchers go throughout all these other guys I could have gone easily because I had all the money in the world to get them, but I let them all go because I was waiting for this one guy, and they said, oh, we sent out an email a couple of days ago that said he wasn't available. But they sent out emails to all different places, and I can't follow every single email because I'm in 4 draft leagues and I do this. So I just go by the list. You give me the list. If the guy's name is on it, I'm going to bid on him. And so they knew he wasn't on it, but they never bothered to remove it. So then I said, hey, how about trading that guy Bowers for any catcher? I don't care what catcher it is. And I asked him for Sandy Leon, who's a 187 hitter, and they accused me of cheating. I'm like, cheating? So how is that cheating? I told you I wasn't paying attention, and I picked the wrong guy. But okay, granted. But at least you screwed up by listing a guy that wasn't there, okay, and leaving him on the list. And I waited till the end with all my money, and that was my number one. So let's split the difference. Get rid of Bowers. Give me any catcher. I'm not improving my team. I'm just getting a catcher so I can play the games. I'm not asking for Johnny Bench. Leon is a 187 hitter versus righties and like a 150 hitter versus lefties, and he's going to be my backup guy. So I don't see how that's cheating. That was just so I wouldn't have to worry about a catcher in the minors draft, and because that you have to, you pick and then you got to wait 12 turns to pick again, and you don't want to waste picks on guys that you could have picked up easily in the draft, and which I was actually looking for the whole draft. So anyway, I thought that wasn't fair. I don't see it as cheating because I'm not getting an advantage over anybody. I would have had an advantage if they would have done their job, okay? But since they didn't do their job right, now I'm paying the price. And on top of that, they accused me of cheating, right? Insinuating that would be cheating, right? So anyway, I don't think I need to cheat in tabletop baseball. I just straight out give the team I like the advantage if I feel like it. I don't think that's cheating. Anyway, and I don't need to cheat in computer baseball either. That's preposterous. So that said, that's my drama. of my life. And I'm going to sign off right now. My wife and I have to go get some Indian food. And we're going to pick that up, bring it home, and eat it. And then I'm going to go see my son play baseball. Hopefully it doesn't rain, and he'll have a varsity baseball game. And he's batting about 350 right now. He needs to bat 400 in his senior season. So let's see what happens. He's got to get on a tear. So hopefully get 2 or 3 hits and get that batting average up. Thank you, brother. Oh, Bleach Your Bums. He's in the house. All right, great, man. Thanks for stopping by, brother. And I'll talk to you soon. We'll stream another game soon.